Good afternoon. It's another beautiful day in the Seychelles. And as you can see, this is not a blue screen or a green screen. Well, it's blue for the sea, but you can see it's real. You can probably see all the cars driving on the freeway in the background. But I wanted to get back to what I was talking about a few weeks ago, and it leads me to this week's topic. But first, before I start, I would like to say I was actually thinking about how awesome would it be finding a group that you can trust and just be yourself with. You're authentic and real, and you're not worrying what they think of you because you know they're not judging you, but actually have your back. You can share openly and be wholehearted, sincere, enthusiastic, and free from reservation or hesitation. I started this channel so I could reach out to a group of all like minded souls who want to learn to love God or love God to the best of our ability. I'm not a theology boffin, but my mission is to try to get to know God and learn to love Him a little bit every day. Some days I win and a lot of days I don't, but I wake up every day still trying. I want a consistent, close relationship and connection with Him, relying on Him and needing His word to dwell deeply within me. The phrase write it on your heart, it actually refers to the act of internalizing God's word and making it a part of you. The goal is for God's word to shape your character and actions from the inside out. Writing it on your heart implies a lasting and engraved impact, and this leads to an intimate relationship with God. I love Proverbs 7, verse 3. It says, bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. And most importantly, my desire is to align with God's purpose. To remain in Jesus is to be connected to Him and to stay connected. And that connection that is authentic. I was listening to JoelKime, and he said this in his blog, and he was talking about John 15, verse 5. Remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Look to Jesus himself to discover the actions he did to remain connected to the Father. He habitually practices faith out of the overflow of his heart. The branch remains in the vine, and because of the life-giving power necessary for producing fruit, it flows from the vine into the branch. Jesus has the life-giving power to produce fruit for his kingdom. I think that's the most incredible words I heard, so I had to share it. So if I'm thinking about remain, I thought that's what I need to do. I need to remain in him. And then the next verse, he talks about, I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. I mean, how amazing is that? And I realized lately that joy isn't this exuberant, overstimulated response. It's actually just being at peace and surrendered. And I love that because I haven't known joy before until I got to the Seychelles. And every day I'm so grateful and I feel so blessed to be living here. If you go to verse 16, it says, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. And so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. I thought, wow. So if God chose me, then I have nothing to worry about or stress. How exciting I can have such peace. And most importantly, though, I'm not doing this so I can get something from God, because I'm always asking and manipulating and I'm always conniving in the world. But now I realize I don't have to be like that anymore. I'd rather surrender to God and stop trying to control everything. I don't want to concentrate on my answered prayer. It is all about my close connection to God and my relationship, trusting Him and having 100% faith. The next part I read, which was also brilliant, says, before God guides your steps, He actually wants to shape your character. He wants you to be conformed to the image of Christ. It's about your heart and your character and your relationship with Him. And that's why knowing God's will starts with knowing God's heart. Sure, I mean, that's the most amazing thing I've ever heard. I just, that part, I have to read it again. Knowing God's will starts with knowing God's heart. And like I said, that is my main reason why I'm so grateful I came here, because I'm slowly getting to know him and learning to love him at last after 55 years. Okay, I'm revealing my age now. Actually, so the part when I'm thinking about control, which also makes me think, is um, I like the picture of me driving in a car and God is next to me. And I realize I need to let God drive and not be a backseat driver and try and control everything. And if you look at abide, the words, they mean to remain, to dwell, and stay connected, which is implying a continuous, deep relationship rather than a fleeting one. For Christ to abide in you, his words must take root and guide your thoughts and actions and prayers. So that's just something that I have been going through. And I was also watching Meryl DeMilo's podcast last week on abiding. So I'm actually going to post it in my description on the page because it was absolutely brilliant. And I had to give a shout out to her as well. And I'll give a shout out to JoelKime. You got to go and read their podcasts. They are absolutely brilliant. But next time, I'm going to be coming up with an even better topic. And I hope that you carry on following me to see what's next. And I hope you have an awesome, awesome day.